When I wake up in the morning, sunshine hits my eyes. Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Yep, it's been a lovely day. The last 24 hours has been really good. Ethereum waking up and a bunch of Ethereum-based tokens, Ethereum ecosystem stuff pumping up. Look at Lido over the past 24 hours, 33%. PIF network on Solana, 22% up. Uniswap, Athena, Ethereum's up there. Base chain doing well. That's good. Let's see what it does. Arbitrum, Pendle, Pepe, of course, on Ethereum. You got Bonk there as well. So, yeah, it's looking real good. Let's have a look at the losers in the last 24 hours. And this Arweave only at 5%. That says a lot. And the fact that, Arweave's been doing really good, making a lot of good headway. And it's just getting its pullback over the last 24 hours. There's nothing to be concerned about with that recent pump. So looking really good. Looking really good. Bitcoin dominance 53.7%, and then ETH creeping back up at 16.9, but it's got a lot of work to do to take some dominance back from Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on that. But let's go over to the charts because, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Let's start with ETH first. No one's on Bitcoin. Let's start with ETH and have a look at that move because that move was gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. I've been tracking this since March, right? Let's get my arrow out. I've been tracking this since March, okay? Downtrend in place since April, okay? It's been there. You know what I say? If you want to be safe, wait until the breakout. What happened? Breakout, jump in on the retest. Here's the confluence. Look at the confluence on this move that ETH made and it matched my weekly swing. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, jumped out, retest, shot away. Did not expect it to do this. I think the chances of the Ethereum ETF was at like 6% or 10% from what I saw online, and then eventually some news came out when this bar was well on its way up here that the SEC's been asking for the ETF applicants to give them more information to hurry up the process or something along those lines. I'm not an expert. I just look at the charts, and what the charts was showing was that we finally got the breakout, retest on this weekly swing. Away she goes. Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. That's all I know. I'm not in the head offices of all these people that know what's going on. I can only look at the charts. Do you know what I mean? I can only see we're getting stoppage, high volume on the 50% stoppage. 50%, we're holding up on that 50%. Volume starting to decline while we're holding the 50%. Bears losing strength. They can't push it down further. Breakout, retest, textbook. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to grab a leverage long here. I did not have an alert. And this, once again, is a lesson to keep track of the market because you miss out on stuff like this. My only saving grace is that I was buying spot here on the 50% because that's what I do. Bitcoin was coming down, approaching that 50%, that 56 or whatever K, and I was buying ETH, Sol, and NEAR. And yeah, that's my only saving grace. But catching this leverage long, I missed it. And I'm ashamed to say I did. I was somewhat sleeping on ETH. I've never really been sleeping on ETH. I always keep track of ETH BTC. Let's go to ETH BTC actually. So you can still see we've got a lot of work to do on ETH BTC. So it's not happy times yet. It's done really well. So what are we looking at? We are still in this downtrend. My approach has been to purchase more ETH as we drop down like that. So my next buy was going to be on this monthly swing, my white bar down here. We didn't get here. How short am I? By getting that if this is the low? Okay, miss it out by 4.5%. I've missed that, but that's part of the game, right? If this is the low, then it's the low, and what we'd want to see is it hold above in this swing here, okay, at 0.04 sats, but not sats. That's like 4 million sats or something like that. 0.04, and then the rest of the numbers. I'm gonna find that out so I can say it properly next time. So apologies. But what we want to see for ETH BTC, for all you people holding ETH, is a break above this line, and that is hella bullish for all altcoins. That's when madness starts. So even though you might not hold ETH, this is important for every single altcoin. ETH is the queen. ETH decides when it's time to really have that big move, okay? That big move. It shows people are moving out of Bitcoin, going into alts, and going into ETH, and people get real risk on. I think the FTSE, the UK stock market, we're all at all-time highs. It's looking real strong. So the traditional market's looking strong. Risk on assets, crypto's looking good at the moment today anyway. Let's see, is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news sort of thing? Is there going to be a spot, a ETF for ETH? I don't know, but the charts want to show it is, but we'll see. We just got to monitor it. All right, so cool. So where's it's like you can't jump in it now, innit? So like ETH's gone. I don't trade that. As I said, been picking up down here. It's now gone. I didn't pick up a leverage long. If I was considering a leverage, you know what we do? We back out the fibs. And we'll back it out on this first swing right here. If this is the top, which, you know, it's at 3,724. It lines up currently with this swing here. Okay, so ETH's got a bit of battle to do here, but we don't know if this is the top yet, right? I'm on a daily chart. It's just produced this candle. We're currently here. If it does come back down, 3,387, but things like this, I would want a deep retracement, minimum. So like I'd be looking at 3,308 as potential support to get down, and it'll probably take its time to get down there. If it comes down here swiftly, I will layer in from here to this swing here. Okay, this weekly swing. So from 3,300 all the way to 3,200, and I will put in my stop loss somewhere down here at 3,000. So that would be a trade for ETH for me. As for its targets, yeah, as I mentioned, 3,729, right? Like that, there's that target, and then we've got the monthly swing here. But if this thing gets approved, do you know what I mean? ETH is likely to come up here. Most likely have a little bit of a rest, maybe rest on top of here. That would be hella bullish. A little bit of consolidation and then a push out. And ETH will be gone. It'll be over for you on ETH. It'll be over. So that's ETH. Let's switch over. Let's see what the King's doing. So Bitcoin, and let's zoom in a little bit because you know I focus on Bitcoin on my previous videos. Let's see what I was doing on my charts, because on the week it was a good weekend and I didn't have time to look at my charts too tough. So this is going to be all old stuff. Yep. So I was tracking this rising wedge, so I was expecting a bit of a breakdown. I actually did a short on this. I did do a short on this, yeah. And I'll tell you what happened. I put my short on, and I think I put it on this swing here, and this was the bar that kicked me out. So I lost money on that. I lost a bit of money on that, and then we came down. Typical. Came down, hit the 50%. I missed the 50%. Because I didn't know what to do after that. Once I get pushed out of my short, it can make you a bit flustered. So I kind of stayed out of it, but didn't expect to push up like that. And it is what it is. Like, you know, it's Bitcoin which alerted me first to say like Bitcoin's at 70 odd K. I was like, what? That's impossible. Looked at my phone yesterday and it was like, rah. I looked at total, and total 2 was like 7%, and Bitcoin was at 5, and total 3 was at 4. So I was like, this is ETH. Went to the ETH chart, and there you go. That's how it happened for me. So yeah, Bitcoin finding resistance up here. Look at that on my monthly swing. On my monthly swing to the dollar. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. I have confidence in what I do. You know. So let's lay out the land for what's going on with Bitcoin. If you haven't been on my channel, this is what I have been tracking with Bitcoin. Range high, range low, red range low, white range high. Okay, that's what I've been tracking. That's where we're getting resistance, and we've been chopping in this since February. 50% is here at 66.4. I said we needed to get above this to show positivity, to show strength for the bulls. We have, and then some. So it's looking real strong. There's nothing I can jump into. We're at the top of the range. If you're a range trader, now's the time you're selling. Do you know what I mean? Because I bought this long. This push here, this one here, I bought that low. I told everyone I bought that low. I bought that low and I sold around here. You know what I mean? I sold around there. Like, I can't even remember how much percent. Hundreds of percents. Look at that. Would have doubled all those hundreds of percents. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. That is the way it goes. Can't be too greedy. Nobody went broke taking profits. And that's just the case. So where could Bitcoin come back down to entertain anything? Once again, it's sort of the same thing, right? Swing low to the swing high. 50% comes in at 69k. You kind of want to see it hold there. I wouldn't entertain anything unless it comes down to the 618, which is at 68,298. But I'll just carry on watching it. I'll carry on watching it. Let's see how some of the altcoins are doing. So let's have a quick look, because this video is going long already. I don't want it to be too long. Let's have a look at I'll do another separate video. That's what I'll do. Let's look at ETH. So ETH's taken a lot. I want to have a look at NEAR versus ETH, sorry, and Sol versus ETH, because that's part of my play. Sorry, today's gonna be about me, you know. So yeah, look at this. It's coming down. So I had this trend line in. Let's extend this and see what NEAR does. Let's see how it responds to this trend line. But more importantly, we want to see this trend line and this area here, which is the neckline. Okay, this is the neckline that I've been tracking from this larger inverse head and shoulders. If you want to see it, there it is. Okay, inverse. Yeah, so you got the shoulder, head, shoulder, and that's what I'm tracking. And these trend lines are going to be key. It's particularly this trend line here. Okay, I don't want to see NEAR break that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm playing this long term. So yeah, NEAR, ETH taking some NEAR away. That's fine. How Sol faring up? Sol looks like it's holding up a bit stronger versus ETH versus NEAR. That's expected. It is a less risky, stronger play than NEAR. That's fine for the moment. So I need to get a trend line on this, if there is a trend line available, and I don't really see one. I don't like these ones, but I will draw one from here to there. Just quickly, let me just zoom out a little bit onto the weekly. I need to get rid of some of these drawings that I do, and I've got to remember to take some of these drawings off. Got to take these drawings off, but it's a lovely day today. It's a lovely day. Hopefully we are printing an ascending triangle. We got something like this, and ascending triangles typically break to the upside. I imagine if ETH is going to have its way, Sol's going to break down. I imagine it'll probably get a retest underneath, and it might need to come back down to this 50%. If ETH goes on a meltdown, these alts are going to get smashed, but they will have their time. When ETH slows down, okay, ETH is going to be pumping. If this ETF gets lost, ETH's going to be pumping. When it moves sideways, just like Bitcoin, these alts are going to pump. So it might be your last, the pullback might be your last chance to get a good entry on some of these alts. And I'd have to go very risky on some of these alts. So I'll be looking at strength once again in my later videos. What's performing strong versus Bitcoin and ETH. And I'll be labeling these as well. Ethereum name service doing well. Helium 6%. Lido, yeah, of course, 10%. Yeah, so I'll have a look at those in another video. But yeah, yeah, stay safe out there, and remember, you know, what do I know? Have a good day. Stay safe out on these crypto streets.